What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Queer Agenda. Y'all see us working. We're back in the building. We got a whole bunch of queer tea for y'all. Things you guys need to know, and maybe some things y'all don't need to know, but we're going to tell you anyway. Because we got the tea and it's coming in hot. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all already know I go by DJ eXeL. Let them know
Boss,
who y'all are.
Boss Brit the most lit.
And it's your girl, the BADDIE GALORE.
We are the queer agenda. Come on.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Clap it up.
I'm recovering from Pride, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's busy. It's that season. It's Pride season.
Happy
We just
Pride
had
Month,
Pride.
y'all,
Happy
basically.
Pride.
Happy Pride
Yes.
Month.
I feel like it's been Pride month, so I be forgetting when it hit.
Well,
Yeah.
I do want to let y'all know I am a Cancer baby. My birthday is June 25th, and I think I was born
Period.
gay during Pride Month.
Type
Every
shit.
year around my birthday is literally the Pride shenanigans. So
Facts.
I was born this way, period.
Born to be gay.
Born to be gay.
All right, y'all. Not too much. Not
Born
too
in
much.
blue.
You brought
All
it
right.
up.
All right.
You don't get mad when you brought it up.
Right.
Um,
True. That is true. That is true. Well,
It's like cancers do, boy. They flip
yeah.
the script.
Like,
Well, we ready to get into today's agenda?
before
Okay,
we
I was
do,
waiting.
we need to correct ourselves on or just acknowledge something that we mentioned in last week's episode. So we covered the Timmy Bansome alleging that rapper Bossman D-Lo was texting him and soliciting smacks from him. But then he came out and said that he made it all up. Now, we're protected because we said allegedly the entire segment.
We did.
However, we want to acknowledge, right, because we did report on it, that he came out this past weekend during DC Pride, which is wild. Like, why did you choose that? Um, to admit that he was never actually texting Bossman D-Lo. He actually was using old text messages from his homegirl and the rapper and then use AI to alter them. And then the thread that he posted was him just texting himself. And while he understood that it looked crazy that he was doing that, he was bored.
Is that sounding a little weird? Like maybe he got threatened to go to the
No,
internet and say, "You better take that shit back, or we're gonna pull up on your ass." So do y'all think he really was bored and
I
made it up?
this whole thing makes me feel like y'all we gotta take everything with a grain of salt. It
Hello.
could be
Yeah.
it could be either way. Cause honestly, when I first seen him say, "Y'all, I did that," I was like, "That's lame as like you're corny for that." But
Yeah.
then also, I'm like, "Yo, these is real street dudes. I don't care if he move that way or not. He could be a real street dude and is with real street dudes that are making real money, and their money can get impacted by like a
Yeah.
gay statement. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
people could definitely be like, bro, you better handle that,
I
Yeah.
was bad at fucking school.
right? So I honestly think it could go both ways. But if he did do that, that is lame. And
Yeah, facts.
like for what?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a, dare I say, epidemic or trend of gay guys outing down low guys, and then we find out they're lying. So maybe it's something that we talk about in another episode because this was, I hope he didn't lie, but if he lied, that's super corny of him. Timmy, that was super corny of you if you lied.
Do better, cause this is,
Yeah.
and we was talking about this recently. Like this is why people be getting hurt out here.
Yeah.
And why people don't want to, talk to people and they on the down low and they out because it just get messy with this internet stuff. So I
Yeah.
hope you really didn't do that for no clout because you already got followers. You getting your little bread. It seem like why would you do this?
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
just like I'm a little side eye on it, but I'm gonna let it slide on. I'm gonna let it slide on.
Nah, that's corny as fuck. If he did make that up, and I even said on the last episode, like, if he did text you, it's kind of whack for outing him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get like playing with your money or whatever, but whatever. And I'm gonna say, y'all, that shit ain't on us. We're reporting queer gay news, and if we hear it, we gonna talk about it. And
And
if
we
you
said
come up,
allegedly. We
I
said
mean, we
yeah,
never
allegedly.
reported like it was facts. We just speaking
Never.
on what's on the internet, so I ain't apologizing for shit. It
yeah,
was out there. We spoke on it. I don't know who telling the truth. but I'm giving my opinion. I'm here on the queer agenda, sipping my little tea. This time I get to be messy,
Talking
and I
Hello.
about
get a
tea,
pass.
Hello.
talking
Amen.
about tea, we're gonna make it up to you guys because we have a lot of tea to discuss today. Okay. It's a lot. I feel like there's been so much drama. I didn't even know what to put on the episode. I swear, I was like,
Man, I'm
you
like,
need to
it's
make
only
this
been
two
like 4 or
hours.
5 days.
It's
Crazy.
so much drama. So let me catch you guys up on the drama that currently has Black lesbian TikTok quite literally in the chokehold. Okay.
Uh
Because a viral trend where Black studs were asking, do I look like I date white women? Went from being lighthearted and fun to one stud claiming that neither the trend or the joke was funny at oh shoot funny at all. Not there yet. Funny at all. And they actually said it was harmful to the Black community, which is a very strong statement. So we'll get into the details of how we got there. So this is how it all happened, right? A creator named Joy, aka Ho to the World, which I think that username is so funny,
oh.
posted a video asking if she looked like she dated white women. Let's watch it. Brasper pulled up for me.
Does it look like I date white women? Here's everyone's chance to be honest and tell me no. Obviously. I made a post earlier that I've now deleted because everyone was telling me yes in my comment section, which obviously is a joke. So here's your chance to be honest and tell me no. This isn't a joke. Yeah, I know you were being funny earlier, but you can just tell me no now. So no. Right?
I'm sorry.
Is she serious?
So that was actually her second time making the video because the first time she made it, everybody in her comments were like, you absolutely look like you date white women. So she deleted it and then posted this one to give everybody a second chance to change their answers. Now, the second video opened the floodgates for popular Black queer film creators like Kiara Nicole, aka Vintage by Cotty, and Neat Neat to chime in. And they stitched the video and respectfully said, yes, you look like you date white women based on things like her name being Joy, her outfit, the backwards hat, the flannel shirt, the gold accessories.
She got on
And
a whole Hollister outfit. Like, come on, bro. What you expect us to think?
just her overall vibe.
Yeah.
And they said that she had quirky energy that looked like it invited white women to approach her.
Ooh.
Right. But both of them made it clear that they weren't attacking her. They were just answering the question that she asked. Now, Joy did not seem to take any offense to this and actually started a cute little trend of a whole bunch of Black studs posting videos asking femmes if they look like they date white women. And it turned into like, I mean, you could tell that the studs were like trying to flirt with the Black femmes that they were attracted to. It was like all fun and games until it wasn't, because then a creator named BRITT, aka Captain Moose Knuckles, and yes, that is
These
her
fucking names are
username,
crazy today.
jumped in and got real serious about it. So she posted 2 different videos about the trend. Let's watch the first one, Britt.
They stressing me out already.
I understand that certain aesthetics attract certain types of people, but I think if you're a queer Black person who's interested in dating another queer Black person and you say, I'm not interested in that person, not because I think they're attractive, because I do, but because they look like they date white women, I think you're weird. And I don't know why it's socially acceptable to say that. I think it's weird. Especially when I'm seeing TikToks where people are like saying like, oh, if you wear your hat forward, then you obviously date Black people. If you wear your hat backwards, it's white. If you wear, a chain, then it's Black. If you wear a flannel, it's white. Like, it's silly. I think it's goofy as fuck. Mind you, I've literally been on dates with people where I'll literally be like, yeah, my ex was white. And they'll literally be like, yeah, I find you less attractive now. And I literally don't even say, because I'm like, I find you less attractive, because I think that was a super inappropriate thing to say and rude. And I understand like the whole politics around it, because again, as a Black woman myself, I get the idea of like Black women being the less desirable racial group to date, or us not being taken seriously, or us often being rejected or the butt of the joke. So it's weird when I see this treatment from other queer Black people where they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like being like, you have to look this kind of way to be this kind of way for me to take you seriously. It's weird.
In this video, she mentioned some of the exact points that both Kiara and Neat Neat had made in their own videos about why Joy looked like she dated white women, using their words as examples to prove the point that she was trying to make about the trend being problematic and judgmental. And it was kind of clear to everyone watching that the trend bothered her. Now, obviously, her video talking about this goes viral, and both Kiara and Neek see it and make their own responses. Since again, BRITT highlighted a lot of the same things that they said in their own video. So let's watch what Kiara said, because Neek's video was muted from the TikTok, so I couldn't download it.
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm weird, I guess. Mind you, Joy came on here and asked that question. She asked the question, does it look like she date white women? Because she genuinely wanted to know. So I answered genuinely. Also, there's nothing wrong with queer black women not wanting to date women who cater to white women, or their prospective dating pool is white women. Because if that's what you like, that's what you want, that's who you're trying to attract, why would I, as a queer black woman, be interested in you? I am not your target audience. Also, you did put in your video that like people are less attracted to you once you tell them that your ex is white. And it's like, I also kind of get that, because it's like, okay, like if you're interested in white women, what interest do you have in me? But that's just me. I'm just the light-skinned pro-black woman that won't shut up, who also happens to be a lesbian, which means I only date other black women. But I don't think it's fair for you to call all of us weird for pointing out certain things that we know for a fact that white women would find attractive and black women just wouldn't. Again, though, I think the thing that's being overlooked in its entirety is the fact that Joy asked. She wanted to know, meaning that she had some kind of idea like, oh shit.
Now, BRITT only responded to Kiara's video saying that she wasn't talking about neither her or Neek. It was more directed to people who were taking the joke too far. But then she dropped another video where she doubled down on her feelings about the trend. Let's watch that now.
I think we are doing irreparable damage to the black community with this whole, like, do I look like I date white women trend. I think its whole trend started as a joke, and that's really cool, and that's funny, and I thought the comments were really funny, because, like, Kiki, yeah, you do like you date white people, like, that's funny. But at the same time, the people who take it seriously, I'm like, ooh. Because we've done so much work as black people to, like, beat into the public mind that, like, there is no aesthetic to black people. There's no, like, black monolith of how you look or talk or whatever. And we're kind of regressing. And I want to point out the actual dynamic that's like occurring here, whereas like a lot of the black people who are making commentary about a joke and making it actually serious about like, well, here's how you look like a white woman, here's how you can change, or whatever, are like people who aesthetically look like they're like they fit into the box that is socially acceptable to be black aesthetically. But I think it's interesting how like the people who are catching strays are the people who like who are being the point in, and it's like, oh, I look like I hate black people, but I actually really love black people. I just also love alt music, or I also love this is not, or like whatever, and or like things that are generally perceived to be non-black activities or interests. I don't know. When it's not a joke, it just feels like playground bullying. And
so this has started a whole dialogue, and now this trend that was fun and flirty has turned into quite literally a war about identity, desirability, and who gets a joke about being black in the queer community. So now that y'all have seen all the videos, what are y'all thoughts? And the first question I want y'all to answer is, does Joy look like she dates white women or not?
You petty. Why we gotta answer that?
That's the first question I have.
What's your answer, Keith?
Nah, Bert, what's your answer?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, she does.
I would never see Joy and think I'm her type.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and I hate that it's coded like that. But that in my brain is programmed where, like, if I see that aesthetic, I do correlate that you don't date black women. At least black women that are a certain kind of black woman. Maybe you date black women that dress like that too, and who have a certain aesthetic, maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't think that a certain type of black woman, I don't think that would be your type based off of how you look. Yeah.
And well, let's just put it out there. I'm Puerto Rican, all right? But I can say there is cultural things that it is sad to say that, like, I kind of understand. Like, first of all, when she said, once you tell me you dated a white girl, I kind of lose interest in you. How do you feel about that, Baddie Galore? Like, would you kind of think, like, look at them a little different?
So if you have casually dated a white woman, that wouldn't make me less attracted to you, because I've casually dated a white girl before too. Like, that's not a thing for me. I've casually dated a lot of different races and nationalities. That's not a problem.
Me too. I don't discriminate.
Right. But if you've only dated white women, right, then that to me says, like Kiara says, I'm not your type. Like, even for me, take race out of it. When I dated someone who only dated light-skinned girls with little waists and fat asses. I am neither one of those things. And it's just like, if that's your type, why are you talking to me? And that's not a slight to me, because I have a very particular preference. I think there's nothing wrong with having physical preferences. I know everyone doesn't agree with that. I have a physical preference. And so it's like, if I see your type and I don't fit that type, then that to me says you're probably not really attracted to me and you're probably going to waste my time. And I think putting race on that even makes it worse, because culture of a white woman and culture of a Black woman is so vastly different. If you're attracted to white culture, you get along white culture, we don't have anything in common, and that's okay. But like, let's be honest about that conversation. And if you feel personal about it, you got to do some inner work with yourself and not blame it on the femme who's not interested in you because you only date white women.
Yeah, I think that's
I
a
knew she
big
was
thing.
gonna have something.
What?
I knew the BADDIE GALORE was gonna have something, because the last time we had mentioned it briefly, she was like, I don't want to see no black love with black women.
And I don't.
You for the black love, that's fair. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I am.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I think it's the culture thing to me. That's why I never been attracted to white women. I just feel like we don't got a lot in common, and you probably just can't relate to things I've been through and stuff. And also, one time I was dating this girl. She was Spanish, but she was borderline acting very Caucasian. And one time she cussed me out and called me a cunt. And that's when I knew that was some white people shit. I ain't never get called a cunt before in all my like dating.
That's not even in my vocabulary, my Black vocabulary.
Like, that's what I'm saying. She was so mad, and I couldn't help but to die laughing. Like, bro, that was some Caucasian stuff, and it just didn't. I don't know. It just really it turned me off a little bit. I'm sorry, and it does sound a little like uneducated to say that in a sense, but I do understand. And like you said, I don't think there's anything wrong with preference. And the girl really asked, and
he did.
Yeah, I do think it went way further than it was supposed to go, though. It seemed like it got really deep. But
yeah,
I mean, you brought it to the internet. How you gonna get mad? People start answering. That is funny as hell that she got mad.
The thing is, Joy is not even the one who got mad.
That's why I'm like, I only seen one video of Joy, and then the other girl was going in. So I'm like, when did Joy exit? Did she just make the other video and that was it, or did she?
She made that video and moved on, y'all.
So this somebody else's
She made that video and moved on. Then Bree was on live, fighting for her life.
What?
Y'all know? I said, "Girl, please."
That's hilarious.
She blocked me, y'all.
What you do?
How you get?
I didn't do nothing.
What you said? You must have said
something. I put up a black fist.
What did you say?
All I did was recap it. Y'all know I don't give my opinion on TikTok. I take my opinion for here, the queer agenda.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch your recap then.
Yeah, you know, I did read a book that said like you only feel kind of defensive on things that you kind of like think is true. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody is attacking you, you only feel offended when you kind of see some truth in it.
Yeah,
so maybe that's why, or where they say like a hit dog hollers. Like maybe that's why she's like, hold up. But
bless her heart.
Yeah, God bless her heart.
Hope she finds her black queen.
I don't know if she's looking for that.
Cause I'm blackity black and I'm black, y'all.
Okay.
And one more question. Like y'all parents, would they look at you any type of way? I know you both said you dated white people. Like if you brought home like a white girl and like that was your love, would you get any feedback from your family?
I have a white sister-in-law, so I think my parents would be perfectly fine.
Oh,
yeah, I'm about to say like 2-3 generations down. Some of my family's white. So they would just be like, "What's up, my nigga?" They would my nigga the white person out, but that's about it. It'll be pretty cool.
That's actually how I am at family functions with my sister-in-law.
I call all my white friends nigga. You gonna get this nigga. I'm sorry. You better not call me that shit back, but you are my white nigga. You my white nigga, you my Chinese nigga, you my Puerto Rican nigga. Whatever it is, you are my nigga.
I need a bleep button. Bleep, bleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nigga not a cuss word, right?
What? Girl. What?
We're moving on. We're wrapping Brit up and we're moving on. Wrap it up, move it on. Yeah. So now, y'all, we have to talk about Tai Young.
Tai Young.
Because the way that the straights are talking about who's supposed to be our girl in our community on X Twitter is actually like, I'm like, we gotta assemble like the lesbian Avengers and defend her, maybe, because she's now being referred to as the government mandated stud love interest for Black reality TV.
Oh.
And while it's meant to be a joke, they might actually be onto something. Because Tai has been romantically linked to 3 different women on 3 different reality TV shows.
That's kind of a big coincidence.
3 different women.
Hold up. Why'd y'all choose that hairstyle?
That's what she
chose that hairstyle.
I didn't do her hair and take the photo. Thank you.
What hairstyle is that?
That's that Diana Ross.
It's
if
like,
I had good hair like that, I'd get that fucking style too. That shit is laid to the gods.
Brit, hold up. You actually did have that hairstyle.
I actually did have something similar. You're right. That shit fly. I kind of like it. That's some pimp shit.
But you know, Ty's not like a stud.
I know she's like you don't have to be for that. I mean, I'm just saying that shit's different. That caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
So let's just rewind real quick before we get into the details of reality TV. So Tai first hit the reality TV scene back in 2016 when she started dating Mimi Faust from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, right? We remember that era, okay? The relationship got serious very quickly. She was even on the show as a full-time cast member for 2 seasons. They got engaged, broke up, got re-engaged, and then 2 months after they got engaged for the second time, Tai was spotted looking real cozy with WNBA player Dejanay Carrington. And I love Dejanay, so I hate to bring her in mess because this is some old mess, but I have to put the context to the story to give y'all the full picture, right? Mm-hmm. So Tai denied cheating, saying you can't cheat when you're single and folks need to chill. Mimi then confirmed that they had been broken up, right? But the drama did not stop there. Because in 2023, Mimi posted a picture to her Instagram story with Tai Young hugged up with Drew Sidora, who is now on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, better known for being on the game. She broke up girl Melanie and Derwin, right? We remember that. And Mimi implied with this story that Drew and Tai allegedly were having an affair with each other because at the time, Tai and Mimi were together and Drew was married to her now ex-husband, Ralph Pittman, I believe his last name is, right? And so this mess actually landed on Real Housewives Atlanta because Drew was filming at the time. And we saw her react to Mimi posting a story in real time on the show. Britt, let's show that video.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
So Drew been acting this whole damn time.
I'm freaking.
So her castmate at the time, Kandi Burruss, had fueled the fire, saying Drew allegedly called Tai her girl crush and said that her and Ralph ever broke up, she would want to date Tai. And then had a makeup artist on the set introduce her to Tai because she knew Tai personally. So Drew and Tai actually met for the first time on the set of one of Kandi's movies. Then Sheree Whitfield, who was also on Real Housewives Atlanta, jumped into it too, saying that the streets were talking, saying that Drew was allegedly involved with a well-known basketball player, aka Tai Young. Now, Ralph, Drew's soon-to-be ex-husband, also confirmed the rumor on the most recent season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's watch a little bit of what he said.
Now he out here spilling the tea.
Who filed?
I filed first.
And what was your reason for filing?
She had an affair with Tai.
Okay. How are you? Good. Is that true though?
Drew told me herself out of her own mouth.
And I told him, yeah, this is my friend. This person makes me happy. She laughs at my jokes. She's actually somebody that listens to me.
Look, that emotional connection, because the women be women.
Listen.
Now, on the season finale of that season, they grilled Drew about her relationship with Tai, and she admitted that she knew her, that they were friends, that she even had went to one of Tai's games, but that they were just good friends. There was nothing more than that, and she was just, whatever. She was very coy about it. She's never admitted to anything. But the whispers didn't die down because that was like back in like 23 or 24. And now Tai's most recent ex, entrepreneur Ming Lee, is on Basketball Wives LA. And her whole storyline is that she dated Tai Young, who used to play in the WNBA. So she's the basketball wife to Tai Young, at least former one.
Come on, Tai, you getting these bitches on these TV shows? Come on, Tai.
Let's take a second and give it up. Light skin studs.
Not y'all clapping.
We up.
We up.
Anyways.
Hold on. I gotta zoom in on us. All right. We up.
You can't just zoom in on y'all too.
Studs is up. Yeah.
Y'all pissing me off so bad.
Hey, she getting it. And I'm not gonna lie, like Tabby Fly, she on her business shit. She's a coach. Like, shout out to successful studs out here.
A successful stud that was accused of cheating. Let's keep going. Right. While y'all clapping and
I'm about to remove the baddie galore, all right?
So me said,
this is the thing. The cheating stuff, the crazy thing is, hold up, before you get into it, is that like the crazy thing about the internet, if you tell us you're in a relationship, you need to tell us you're out. Because if you ain't tell us you're out, we think you're cheating. Whole time y'all broke up 2 months ago. That's a new rule.
Hey, Betty Galore, like, no, she's a cheater.
But that's not how she was cheating.
All right, I was going to say with the Mimi and the basketball player. Like, everybody thought she was cheating with the basketball.
Correct. Yes, I agree.
That's the new rule. Everybody need, if you're telling us you're with them, you need to tell us y'all break up.
Yeah,
I think we got T.
Where's your PR team at? Where's the statement? We need the update. Post it on the story. It's gonna go viral. We'll all get it, and thank you. We'll be good to go.
Correct.
We don't want to be out here saying the wrong things and seeing you and thinking one thing when it's really another. Keep us updated.
We think we got T. Y'all been apart.
Yeah.
Correct. I agree. I agree.
Right.
So on the current season of Basketball Wives LA, Ming said that Tai broke her heart because she caught her talking to Drew Sidora for over 50 hours a month on the phone while they were still together. Let's watch a little bit of that conversation.
That's a full-time job.
Let's just be friends.
Because I hurt you?
Yeah, I don't know what you and Drew got going on. You leave me to go hang out with your friend. You think that was okay?
That wasn't okay. I'm not cheating.
Yes, you are. Having an emotional relationship with somebody is cheating.
I wasn't in an emotional relationship.
I got receipts from your phone records. You talking to somebody for 3,000 minutes?
Ming thinks me and that lady was having an emotional relationship. It was not an emotional relationship.
Okay.
There's no romance. There's no dating. I'm just trying to be a listening ear to my friend that's going through something.
See, we told you Ty wasn't a cheater.
Okay.
Okay. You're a good friend.
So
I knew
because
Ty didn't do no wrong. I knew Ty wasn't wrong at all.
I don't know anything actually, because if one of y'all's was on the phone with somebody else for 50 hours, y'all would say they were just supporting a friend.
No, and I'm not gonna lie, to say 3,000 minutes is insane.
3,000 minutes, like, damn, did you go through the phone records?
She did, obviously.
She absolutely did.
And I'm not gonna lie.
My question is, why did she have access to Ty's phone records?
Is Ty on her phone bill? Because I know how to get people record. In order to do that, you gotta have a login.
How you know,
in the pin?
Hey, I didn't have to do my digging. Ooh, I caught somebody real bad like that before.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you're talking to somebody that much, there was one person that like my wife, like her ex-best friend, like they used to be on the phone and they'd be watching their own show and stuff and just stay on FaceTime.
Yeah.
It was weird to me. I'm like, what y'all
when
guys
it's your
doing?
best friend, yes.
Yeah, but it's like if you're not doing that, then what are you doing?
What are you doing? You're
Right.
cheating allegedly.
But was it
So-
consecutively or broken up? We need
It's
what
it's
was
50
the 5,000?
hours a week. That's a full-time job, bro.
That's like
They
7
didn't-
days though.
She
Over
didn't
was that 7 days?
specify.
And
She said 50 hours. No, she said 50 hours a month. So it was like over a
how many
span.
months?
She didn't specify.
See, that could be just a week, you know, 50 hours a month
Granted.
is not even a lot.
No.
50 hours a month is not a lot.
Crazy.
50 hours a month is a lot to y'all.
I'm on this show fighting for my life for the Femmes. I really am. I hope the people in the comments support me because I don't have any support on the show.
If you was to look at me in eXeL phone record, I'm willing to bet you we have way more than that. Would you think that we're cheap? Well, you know we do business together.
Well,
but
I
they
think
are
it's
two
different, though,
influential
because
people.
they have a history
Drew,
of alleged cheating. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody and this is somebody that you've been accused of cheating before, and y'all sitting on the phone all day, every day, for
Okay.
what?
Okay.
And why can't I be on the phone too? Group FaceTime.
Okay. I forgot
Made
about
you
that.
drink some tea on that ass.
Okay.
I forgot they had a history of talking. Okay.
Right. Okay, let me give y'all the rest of the tea, and then we gonna get the
There's
opinion.
more. See, I'll be thinking
There's
that
always more. I'm never done until I say, okay, I'm done. I always
Okay,
have more
period.
tea in my back pocket, right?
Period.
Okay. So because of these clips going viral, Tai had to address the allegations because she's been accused of dating Drew for allegedly, secretly for years. So Britt, let's play that clip of her doing a interview with blogger Scoop B.
You get into relationships where, you know, some friendships are kind of like frowned upon, and you want to respect, you know, the relationship that you're in. But at the end of the day, like who I am, I like to show up for my friends. I like to show up for my people.
That's your answer.
That's my answer.
Not an interrogation, okay?
Now,
I'm not seeing the cheating evidence.
that was her answer until her ex-fiance Mimi re-entered the chat because she had a lot to say on Carlos King's YouTube show. Let's watch a little bit of that clip.
Relationship with Tai for 7 years. Is Tai an opportunist who only dates women who are famous because of a come up?
After me, yes. I was her step on the ladder, and now it's yes, 1,000%.
You feel that way?
Track record, but it's look at it. The whole situation with Drew, and I know they want to say they're just friends, but I know different.
Tai has since responded on one of her lives, calling Mimi miserable, saying it's been almost 3 years since the breakup and she's not thinking about her at all. So now I ask you guys the question. The tea has been spilled. There's no more in my teapot for this segment. Do we think Tai is trying to become a reality TV star by dating her way through the cast of multiple shows? And do we believe when she says that there's nothing romantic going on with her and Drew Sidora?
Tai can do no wrong.
Okay. Oh my God.
All right. So let me try to remember how I can remember it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So Tai was on Love and Hip Hop because she was dating Mimi.
Correct.
Now that would mean that if this statement is true, that Mimi feels like she only dated her because of who Mimi is.
No, well, she also said on the Carlos King interview that she believes that Tai genuinely did love her.
Okay.
But she does say that she ignored some red flags because when they first started dating, Tai told her that she was a fan of hers and that she used to watch Love and Hip Hop with her ex. And her ex said to her, Tai's ex said to her, should I be worried about Tai and Mimi?
Well, in all fairness, back in the day, everybody watched Love and Hip Hop.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like
that's a valid
you
statement.
like to act like you ain't know who she was
would be weird.
Yeah,
I agree.
But that's why I asked that question, because it's like, I mean, that's kind of like, depending on what space you're in, that might be something inevitable. Like, we come across reality people. I've talked to people that's been on shows, and it never was like I was scoping out that. But I do feel like once you get a woman on a certain level, you don't want to downgrade. You want to keep getting a woman that has something going for herself, and your woman might have a business. She might be an influencer. She might be on reality TV. So I don't think that Ty's like chasing this. I feel like she's just dating within her caliber. And it is kind of weird that Mimi still feels some kind of way towards it. I don't know how they ended or whatever, but
I
it
don't
do
think
feel
they
like
ended on good terms.
it seemed like Mimi not over Ty.
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, I hate to defend the light skin stud. I really do. I'm so sorry for my femme sisters. Please forgive me, especially during Pride Month. I apologize, but I think the narrative that Ty is dating her way through reality TV shows is just not true. Her and Mimi were together for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And then she was with Ming for like 9 months a couple years later. That's 2 people. And Ming is just now getting on reality TV. So it wasn't like she's been on the show for years and Ty dated her to be on the show. They're actually on the show together. They're both full-time cast members on Basketball Wives LA. Now she's been in like clips on Real Housewives Atlanta, but she's never filmed the scene with Drew Sidora, from my understanding. So I just don't think that is necessarily true. Forgive me, my femme sisters. I'll never say that again.
I mean, it's just not enough evidence.
I like agree with Britt said. Like, once you've been on a reality show and exposed, you're on a higher level now. You're at different events. You're meeting these people. You're being invited. Whole time y'all think she's on there because of the new boo. Maybe the new boo's on there because of her. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that is exactly what happened. Like,
so it's a narrative, and I just think light skin studs is winning, and y'all is mad.
Whoa, whoa! We're taking it a little bit too far.
I'm just saying, I'm not mad at her.
I'm not mad at her.
And you know what? Look, hold on. Let's zoom in real quick.
You're about to piss me off. Zoom in on me feels like a personal attack.
Crazy. Because I just see you turn a little bit like, little. Nah, I'm just saying, hey, a win's a win.
Okay, but do we think that she's been dating Drew Sidora in secret?
I don't know. I don't have enough evidence. I know the husband said,
hey,
I need facts. I know the husband said it. I know the husband said it, but you know what? Men be intimidated by studs. So maybe he just created this thing. I don't know. But then he said Drew admitted it to him. But then this my whole thing. I can't stand when one person is saying a person said this, other person saying I didn't say that. I can't stand that. Yeah. I'm like, who is lying? Because somebody has to be lying.
Somebody has to be lying.
What Drew said was kind of like, but was it like, was she feeling for Ty and Ty friend zoned it?
I think that they probably have had a very long-term flirtation. They probably have been supportive and actually really good friends. I think that they might have thought about going there or maybe like done a little messing around. But I don't know if I see Drew ever like outwardly dating a woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like Ty be public with her partners and stuff like that. And I think that Drew like still wants to be with her husband. Like watching the show, that's what it gives. I just think that sometimes you have that person that you just, before you're in a relationship, obviously, you have that person that you just flirt with all the time whenever you see them. And maybe you guys text on the phone and stuff. Like I had this one girl I talked to. We maybe talked for a couple months, but we spent years like talking on the phone, FaceTiming, flirting with each other. See, like we just like had a connection that never turned into anything real, but the connection was there. That's a real thing, especially with lesbians. So I think it was probably something like that.
And let's not ignore the narrative that femmes can't be friends with masculine women. And that calls a little bit of tension when you can have a pretty femme best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, I mean, in Ty's defense, outside of like the cheating allegations, like if you want to be with her, like why would it be denied? Like why would you be on the low with that when you're not, like you said, not on the low with anybody else? But I do agree, it could also be a little flirt thing. You know how straight women are too. I'm not saying she's straight or whatever, but like they'll think they're straight, but then they'll find somebody that will laugh at their jokes. Will be emotional with them, and they'll look at them like, damn, I like it here.
And
Maybe
it seemed like she was missing that from her husband.
Yeah, I think there was that emotional connection that was there.
Yeah.
We're talking on the phone, we're texting, you're being emotionally supportive, you're doing everything that my husband's not doing emotionally. Of course, you're going to be attracted to that, but like, did they take it there? I don't know.
Right. That's what I'm looking for in the receipts. Cause like I know even Ming was like, emotional, conversations are that's cheating as well. But it's like, what made her say that? Did she see something specifically or
I
did she
think it
just
was the amount
correlate?
of time that they were on
Well, how
the
you gonna say that's
phone.
emotional though? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like,
Well,
I'm not
Ty
trying to
was,
even just have her back, but it's like,
but
how
Ty
you
did
know that
say I
was
was trying to be
emotional?
there for her. I was just trying to be there for her. So
Yeah,
like,
but like, what does that mean?
you know that shoulder you cry on.
Exactly. This is not a safe space for hymns right now. It's really not.
It is, but
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
saying, like, what if they really was having an innocent conversation?
Again,
What y'all talking about?
if it was one of you, if it was your partner, y'all would be like, absolutely not. Please. Let's
I
be
would
serious.
want an explanation, and depending on what she said, I mean that's what it is.
I would
But
need to see the conversations. Like, there's
yeah,
nothing wrong with having like a close femme friend. I have a lot of stud best friends, and I never want their partners to think that like me and my best friend are being inappropriate. But
yeah,
also, like, what is the context of the conversation?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I need to know. What is the context of the conversation?
Yeah.
Until then, Ty is innocent,
W's,
and
throw
she's
your
free to
W's
go.
up, throw your W's up. If you a light skinned stud, if you a stud, if you out
W's
here
in the
getting it,
chat. W's in the
yeah,
chat.
put
I
those
don't even know what
W's
that
Oh
up.
means.
my god.
Yeah,
I'm
we
an
up
old head.
100.
Hey, what do W's in the chat mean? I'm an old head. I don't know what that means.
I thought it meant win.
Oh my god.
W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Go
Okay.
Ty.
Anyways,
Go
y'all
Ty.
getting on my nerves.
Go Ty.
Like, not a safe space. All right, let's switch gears. All right, we like to get a little serious after we spill a lot of tea, because comedian and radio host Jess Hilarious, we all know Jess Hilarious, was interviewing poet and social media influence Lene Vinay. I hope I'm saying her last name right. Known for her social justice work and political commentary. She's like a poet. She's an influencer on the most recent episode of The Breakfast Club. And during the conversation, seemingly very unprovoked, Jess made a transphobic comment. Let's watch it.
Fight the power, but you do have to have some things ingrained in the way that you move about your day, period, to understand that the work never stops. So we just got to find that balance.
And for you, I want somebody who knows that women can have babies.
Oh, okay.
Only women can have babies. I just want to let you know that.
Interesting. There are other people who can have babies.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if they have a uterus, they can have babies. But they just might not identify as women.
Okay.
Those are two different things. Like, you can be biologically female, but you can't be biologically woman, because woman is a gender construct, a social construct. So if you got a uterus, yeah, you can have a baby.
Yes, that's the point. If you have a uterus, you can have a baby.
She clocked her.
Is she?
Right. She handled the moment so professionally.
She so did.
But this isn't the first time, or I think even the second or even the third, Jess has expressed some transphobic views. Back in 2023, she posted a video to Instagram responding to a trans TikTok creator named Blessing Rose, who said within a longer video that cis women, and cis women, for those of you who don't know, means straight women, right? So not queer, don't own womanhood or periods. Jess reacted very strongly in a video that was later deleted, but not before it gained support from commenters that were misgendering and insulting trans women within it. Let's watch a little bit of what she says.
Biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. What's the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get.
So
there's too much anger in her.
It's so much. So at the time, a well-known trans celebrity, mother, she's everything, T.S. Madison, I love T.S. Madison, responded to Jess saying there are so many real women that get mistaken for being transgender women, and that's where a lot of the anger come from. I do hope that they, straight women, take a good look at how transphobia affects all women. However, after hearing the statement, Justin doubled down by posting a photo of T.S. Madison to her Instagram story with the caption, "You the last one that needs to be fucking with me. Keep that shit over there," right? And this is a part of a larger issue within the Black community, which has historically shown significant intolerance towards trans people, especially Black trans women. I just want to share quick facts real quick, right? According to Pew Research Center's survey conducted in May 2022, about 2/3 of Black adults, at 68%, believe that someone is a man or a woman is determined by the sex they were assigned at birth. And this view is more prevalent among Black adults than among the general US population, where 60% hold the same belief. So basically, Black people especially believe that you are either a man or you're a woman. You cannot be trans, right? You are assigned the sex that you were born to, and that's it. Now, obviously, there has been a ton of backlash to Jess's most recent comment, including this video from content creator Kevin Ortega. Let's watch that real quick.
This message is for Jess Hilarious. Transphobia affects you too. Here's why. The Instagram comedian Jess Hilarious, who is currently serving as a co-host on the Breakfast Club radio show, is constantly throwing jabs at transgender people even when they are not the topic of discussion.
And for you, I want somebody who knows that women can have babies.
Oh, okay.
Only women can have babies. I just want to let you know that.
Interesting.
And this most recent incident isn't new. She's been doing this for years. And the reason is that she thinks transphobia will never affect her. But she's wrong. In June 2023, Michelle Dion Peacock, a 59-year-old Black woman, was murdered by her neighbor Tommy Wayne Earl. Earl approached Michelle in broad daylight and slashed her throat open with a straight razor outside of her home. Earl told police he harbored a long-standing grudge against Michelle because, in his words, she was a, quote, male acting like a woman. He thought Michelle was transgender. She was not. She was just an older Black woman who didn't fit his definition of femininity. And guess what, Jess? Neither do you. What you don't understand is that the transphobia you helped to spread and normalize will be used against you and women who look like you. Women who do not fit the Eurocentric, ultra-feminine expectation of what a woman should look like, act like, or sound like. So when the narrative that you helped to push fully transform our society into a place where men can inspect our daughters' bodies because they suspect that they are transgender, because they are not seen as women enough, will you be proud of yourself?
He gave me chills with that because
I feel like I just was preached to.
Yeah, no, I had chills.
Yeah.
So Jess has already responded to a lot of the backlash that she's been getting by posting a carousel of photos to her Instagram story with the caption, "My uterus is my superpower."
And the song that she used was just kicking back Escape. This is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas, the real niggas.
Insane. So what are our thoughts on this? Do we feel like Jess is unnecessarily obsessed with trans women, or just a product of her environment, considering that a lot of people in the Black community don't believe in people being trans?
I want to say one thing too. Cisgender woman is not straight. I think you said that earlier. That doesn't mean you're straight. It means that the sex you were assigned at birth is the sex that you are aligned with. So even we are cisgender women, even though we're gay.
You're right.
We're cisgender women.
That. Yep.
No, you good. I just want to make sure because a lot of people are that cisgender. I don't know if that's like a newer term that's been thrown around here.
So I honestly think it came up as trans.
Yeah.
Uses of trans became more
I never heard of it before.
used. I think it's came up as a negative thing against trans women, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
it's
I'm
definitely
a real woman type.
Yeah. Like I don't like using the term because I feel like it's an attack against trans women, personally.
Yeah.
But
and even straight women be saying, "Don't call me no cisgender woman. I'm just a woman." Like I've seen that in the comments too. So it has become like a negative thing. I don't know what Jess' issue is with the transphobia that she has, because she definitely does have it. She's been unprovoked many times where she just speaks out, and then that video where we just showed where she responded to the woman where she looked so mad, you can just tell the energy behind it is like, this is deeper than what you're even saying. And I do think it might be because a lot of people did question whether Jess Hilarious was a man or not, whether she wants to admit that or not, people used to stay saying that, comparing her to a man. I remember when she was dating Country Wayne, they was getting on him like, nigga, you in love with a nigga. Like, so maybe that is subconsciously in the back of her head, because it do just seem like she goes out of her way to constantly try to remind trans women that y'all can't have babies, y'all are not us, y'all could never be us. And it's like, where's that even coming from? Because I don't believe anyone is a trans woman because they want to be, you know, per se, like a real woman, but that's just who they identify more so
It's
with.
because
So it's
they
just like,
are.
why
Yeah.
are you so mad about it? It's weird.
It's so much anger in that, and I get kind of confused, right? Because overall, I do want to say, like, I rock with Jess's comedy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And the crazy thing is, like, she's from Baltimore. I've been in Baltimore so many times. Like, I get the humor that, like, even I get it. And I even heard her talk about her dealing with women before.
Yes.
That's what I also get confused about too. Is like there's several times where she's like, yeah, I've tried it. Like, you know, I had a girlfriend. I think one of her best friends is a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very confusing, but you could definitely tell there's anger behind there. I do agree it might be with what Britt said, as far as like people were saying that to her. So she's like standing on, I'm a woman.
I heard something different.
What you hear?
But the issue is, this is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. I wasn't able to find any like evidence to it.
Okay.
So it quite literally is just rumor and speculation.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly. But what I heard, and ooh, please just don't eat me up. We have very similar features. It's okay. What I heard is that her baby dad allegedly cheated on her with a trans woman.
Oh.
And that's where the hate is rooted from.
We need those facts.
I heard what you said, Britt, too, but I've also heard that. Now, I tried to find, I was on Lipstick Alley, typing it in, seeing if I could
Lipstick
find.
Alley?
That's the dark web right there.
Oh, that's where the journalism go. I ain't never heard that platform.
I had to go old school. I
Yeah.
couldn't find any evidence to it though. Like I've seen people talk about it. I've seen TikTok videos about it. I've seen people in the comments about it, but I couldn't find any evidence. So that could just be straight up rumor.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, even if it's not true, I feel like a lot of times the reason why so many straight women have so problems with trans women is because they feel like some trans women are attracted to them, and the guys that they would be interested in are interested in trans women, and that scares them. They feel in competition with trans women.
Right, because to be so like, I have a uterus and all this, it's crazy.
And that came out of nowhere. That wasn't even on topic, right? Like,
Like,
they weren't even talking about that.
No, they weren't.
It literally came out of nowhere. Like, y'all weren't on the Breakfast Club. Y'all
It
wasn't
had
even talking
nothing
about that
to do with anything. That's why everyone's just like, you're so obsessed, you're so weird. And it's just like, we actually don't care that you don't like trans women. We don't need to hear you say it again. We already know. We're fully aware where you stand with it. You don't have to keep reminding us. Thank you, though. But like, no, thank you. Trans women do not care that you don't like them. Also, too.
And the poet held it down, and I'm sorry, I forget her name, but
Lene, I believe.
Okay, she held it down, and she spoke
a professional.
Yeah,
She ate that real
and there
clean and
is.
cute.
I did learn that there is a difference between sex and gender. You know, sex is what you are assigned at birth, and gender is how you
identify.
Yeah, identify. So yes, you can identify as a male and still have a uterus. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Kai all the time, but we had a trans man on the show that just had a baby. And it's just like the anger's crazy. One thing I know about like being gay, if you're not gay, you don't understand, and that's okay. Just respect that. Like, I'm like, there's other people out there different, and I don't know exactly where they're coming from, but I respect where they're coming from. Just like transgender, I honestly can't say I can relate or like I know how they feel, but I respect them, and I feel like, yo, if that's how you feel, live your best life. It don't got that much to do with me, unless
literally not our business.
Unless I got played by like I think it's something personal with her.
You know, I did have this trans man that had asked me for some money, and I felt like that was a little strange. But
what you mean?
We were like, this is off topic, y'all. We're wrapping up, I swear. But like, we were literally like just texting. When I say we had hung out one time, okay, we kind of fooled around, but like it wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't
you holding out.
You gotta pay me for my services.
It wasn't nothing serious. And then after we casually hung out and very barely fooled around, he texted me like, hey, can I ask for a favor? And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, can I have $12? And this is my thing. This is my
$12.
This is my thing. I'm already judgmental about people asking me for money to start with. Okay. I'm a very judgmental ass bitch. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But like, you asked me for $12.
It's crazy.
Like, not 100, not 150. I mean, 200 is pushing it. But like, to me, if someone's like, hey, I need $100, you probably really need that $100. But $12, $12 in your bank account. And I was just like, I don't understand why you feel so comfortable asking me for money. Like, I'm just perplexed.
Especially $12.
And I gave it to him because you're obviously very desperate. And
did
I
you
had
send
the
15 at least, or did you send 12? Did you at least send 15, 20?
exactly the amount he asked for.
Yo, no, it's crazy.
Why you ain't rounded up for him?
And then I texted him after, and I was like, hey, like, I think it's weird that you felt comfortable asking me for money when we don't even know each other. And he was like, but we hooked up. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Right. Hello, but y'all hooked up.
You can't say you asked me for... No, hold up.
Because he got on his knees, I gotta give him $12.
Yes, thank you.
Give me 50.
So now I'm paying for hookers, basically. No,
hey,
no.
It was affordable.
You gotta get it how you live. Closed mouth don't get fed. I ain't mad at the
brother, okay? Baddie Galore hate us on this episode.
She really do. We was pissing her off
the most unsafe space I've been in yet.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay. It's so crazy that it sounds more weird asking for $12 than $100.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. If I know that you don't even have $12 in your account, what are we doing?
And that's exactly why after I gave the 12, it was a wrap for him.
And it's so easy to get. You could have did a survey online and got $12.
We had hard times. We've been on hard times.
I know how to make $12. Okay.
I say you ain't had nobody else to ask.
Yeah, like that's.
He was like, I asked everybody else before I asked you. I don't believe that. None of your friends had $12, so all y'all broke together.
He did. He had 10 people for $12.
Yeah.
I was behaving this episode. I mean,
you did really good. Oh, I want to say one more thing about Jess. I hate that it's like I get freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But she's on like a nationally syndicated platform. And at this point, it's really becoming like she's not saying directly hateful things, but it's coming up as hateful.
Yeah.
And I'm just surprised they even let her sit up there and say that shit. I know they say wild shit all the time, but she needs to stop it with this trans phobia that she.
And nobody checked her except
nobody checks her ever.
Nobody checked her. And for me, it's like when all that stuff was happening with her and her co-host and then basically like trying to push her out, I was low-key kind of like defending her because like as someone who works in corporate America, I can only imagine like going on maternity leave and then coming back and y'all basically have tried to replace me. Like I understand as a Black woman how hard it is to like succeed in corporate America in this world. But then you do things like this and it's like, how can we support you,
bruh? Like,
and you continue to do this behavior. You make comments, you apologize, you have conversations with trans women, and then you say it again.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. They need to say something to her about that. I know she'd be up there high off them edibles. That had to be a high ass moment because that came from absolutely nowhere.
It was so unprovoked.
And Charlamagne over there being so petty and laughing.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
and we trying to get on Black Effect. It's like
Come
Charlamagne.
on,
but
the thing is, like, it's like I don't know. It just seems so much deeper, and it's going to come out. It's going to come out.
But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. All right, let me ask y'all this. Somebody, I was watching Jason Lee and Candace Owens, right?
Ugh.
And now I feel sometimes she be having the points. She be making a point. And I hate that I be having to agree with her sometimes, okay? But this was the question, and it kind of stunned me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Y'all let me know y'all opinion. We're gonna wrap it up on this. She said, what is the difference from someone who was born a man, then saying they are a woman, versus somebody who was born white and then saying that they're black. She said, why don't we accept people who are, I think there's a word, it's like basically like transracial, but then we want to accept people who are transgender. And when she said it, because she was talking about the woman, I forgot her name, who was in the she was acting like she was black. Remember the white lady? She was like,
Rachel
yes,
Dolezal, something like that.
She was like, why do people say she can't be black, but y'all are accepting people who are born men and feel more that they are a woman?
Well, y'all already answered it. Y'all said what y'all say to y'all white cousins at the cookout. Y'all accept it.
I just don't think it's
comparable.
I was like,
damn.
I just don't think it's comparable because, like, I mean, granted, I'm not trans and I don't want to speak on the trans experience, but like, feeling like you were born in the wrong body and wanting to be black for fun are two different things.
But that lady didn't feel like she was black for fun. She
was black for opportunities and for attention.
She said she felt like she was black though. You think you taking it that way, but she said she felt like she was black.
She was a scammer, is what she was.
I'm not gonna lie, she was doing
see how you keep trying to downplay it though, like.
She seemed like
That's
she
how people
was a scammer. I just don't think it's a comparable experience. Like,
but the way that you're responding is how people respond to transgender women. That's exactly how they respond. Yeah, but you can't have a baby. Yeah, but you can't da. Yeah, and that's the same. I was like, yo, that one blew me up.
I understand why trans people make the decisions that they make. As a black person, I'm not going to ever understand a white person want to wake up one day and fake act like they're black. Now, if we want to get deep with it and we talk about how black people used to pass for white so that they could live and survive, that makes sense to me. But a white person who has privilege and opportunity that they don't have to work for, wanting to be black for fun to wear kente cloth, please.
But that's the same thing that people say about trans women. I had to work to be a woman. I get real cramps. I get real periods. You can't sit up here and say you a woman out of nowhere. That you're not saying the same exact thing, but like it's kind of the same exact thing. And that had me stunned. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm trying to say
it fucked me up.
Do you?
Cause now I'm like, damn, now I gotta accept transracials because why can't they be black?
Because I'm not gonna lie though. All right, for the lady Rachel for BT.
Rachel, what's
and the one thing is, y'all, I say it all the time. I'm not black, so I'm just putting in my input.
Okay.
I don't know. I watched her little documentary. It was given she was doing good for the community. It wasn't given like it was scam.
Yeah, she felt like she
and
was
for
a
you
black
to
woman.
like, I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all don't think she could have done all that while being white?
She could have, but she's not trying to. She's black.
She literally was just being black for funsies. Like, it wasn't necessary for her to be black. She literally just did it for fun.
No, because she
felt like she be in the community and be white.
But what Britt is saying, I do feel, because now we could be like, so you just felt like you feel like you a girl just to be a girl. When
you feel me?
When you're a man, and for real, men are low key on a higher tier than females, but you're willing to take a step back and be on our level.
I think that's what makes it so much serious, because like, if you, as a trans woman, you're giving up so much privilege and acceptance and safeness to be your true self. You're making a sacrifice to be your true self. She didn't make a sacrifice. She was doing that for fun.
What?
Wait, make the sacrifice. She was white. She wanted to be black. You don't think that's a sacrifice?
Yeah, I do think. I think she might have had the upper hand if she was a white woman trying to work corporate. It wasn't
in the hood getting
hired her with the Rachel Dolezal or whatever her last name is. Please, with this white lady who was faking like black. Man, I can't. She's just so unserious.
Hey, sis had locks. Sis had locks.
That shit was. I'm trying to be serious. She was getting cornrows in the hood. Like, yeah, I come here all the time.
But my thing is, like, they didn't clock that. I'm just surprised nobody clocked it.
Nobody really did. They were like, let the lady be black. She's doing good for us. Let her be black.
I think people clocked it and just didn't care, honestly.
I'm weak, yo.
Hey,
I'm weak.
But that's a real thing. I went into a whole rabbit hole, like transracial. It's people out here that
there is a lot of people who do it though. It is like a real thing. She just was the person who like was found out. But a lot of people, especially overseas, like
Yes.
Europe and stuff, they're heavy with that. Heavy.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's not my argument to have with transgender, transracial. Like I mean, I get it because I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at her crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But it is like, okay, at the end of the day, let's just say, okay, you're black. Like what now? You know what I mean? Or even
I feel you. Like some stuff is just like, okay,
fine, you're black. Go ahead. What now? What?
like to me,
What else?
it's just like,
You want
you know,
braids? What? Go get the braids. What else? What? You want nails? Go get them. What?
like when people get up their arms around white women cornrows, if they want to fuck up their hair with cornrows, who am I to protest?
People be mad about that, boy. They do not like seeing white people
It's
with
like I
cornrows.
get it, but like I feel like as a black woman and as a Puerto Rican woman, we got bigger fish to fry sometimes.
I agree on that 110%.
Like some things to me are just not worth the stress and protest. Like, okay, girl, like
we could use somebody on our side. Help
I'm just trying to survive.
No, I agree.
Literally.
That I agree on that.
I'm a woman, I'm black, and I'm queer. I'm just trying to stay alive. Actually, thank you very much.
To be honest, I could care less about all of this stuff.
And that's where pretty much for Jess Hilarious is like, choose your battles.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting this?
Why are you so worried about it? It really does not impact you. But to his point, it actually does.
I loved how he did that.
Yeah, what he said, like, let me make sure I'm saying his name correctly. What Kevin Ortega said was actually very true and super impactful, but also just please move on.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Move on.
Yeah, and like Britt said, it's going to end up affecting her job or her like.
Yeah, man.
Like she probably can't get booked for no Pride shit.
She not.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
She better fucking not.
I just seen what's her name? Kaya get booked.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah, they was mad about that. But if we get into it, y'all, we're gonna be here for another 15 minutes.
Well, you know, there's just so much to capture. We only got so much time. But I do want to say, y'all make sure y'all check out our last episode of the No Homo Show that just dropped. This episode is actually called The War on Studs. All right, because for something
this is about to let me watch this episode and be in the comments. I'm about y'all are pissing me off. You know what? Don't even worry about it.
Listen,
I'm about to read
our comments.
Especially
if you coming for light skinned studs, you gotta stay out of there.
You know how she coming already.
But it is weird because it does seem like a lot of people are just saying negative things about studs, and you see us winning.
Negative people.
You see Tai.
Y'all see Tai winning for us. Come on now, we got great
negative group of people.
We have great representatives.
Don't worry, I can't wait to watch the episode. I can't wait.
You enjoy it.
Okay, so make sure y'all subscribe to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/the No Homo Show to watch our full episodes. On YouTube you can get highlights, but on Patreon you're getting the full episode, and we even got some behind the scenes and just so much more. Come join us over there.
And before we go, I just want to thank everybody who came out to DC Black Pride. This was the first year that my party promoting group, the Frequency Class, was on this side of throwing Pride, and it was just like such an honor. We had hundreds of beautiful Black queer people come out and party with us. It was absolutely insane. I cannot wait to do it again next year. I'm still recovering, but if you came up to me, you introduced yourself, I was so happy to meet everybody. I hope everybody had a good time. I'm sorry for the long line on Sunday, but we got everybody in. I basically had to turn into security to get everybody into that door, quite literally in my heels, in my kitten heels, in my leopard print pants, being like, next 10, get in. Let's go.
People don't understand that promoter job ain't just getting the people there. It's getting them inside, making sure they good while they in there.
Getting their bottles and their hookah, because people do not play about their hookah. Please.
We was in DC too, and DC's energy just in general was lit. I was telling Britt like something about like DC, just up north, there's more open dance floor, like just people like to party. Where out down south, it's like we got so much shit to do, but there's so many sections that it's like it kind of
that's interesting.
It messes up the energy a little bit to where like when I go into a spot where I see like an open dance floor and people rather be there than in a section, I know it's about to be a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Pride was definitely lit for sure.
Yeah, and we got damn, Bert, what's the Pride coming up that we doing?
Kansas City.
We're going to Kansas City.
Yeah.
We got all
New
in
Orleans.
June. We got Kansas City, we got New Orleans, and we got Denver Pride.
Yeah,
so
we
make
outside.
sure y'all follow us.
I'll be in Cincinnati too. So if y'all in the Midwest, pull up on your guala. 513. And make sure y'all get ready for Atlanta Black Pride. We just announced that this week too. Passes are on sale. Get y'all passes. It will save y'all money. You get VIP entry as well. So make sure y'all get them passes. We coming bigger and better this year. So let's run it up. Y'all already know that's the biggest Black Pride in the country. No shade to nobody. But
you coming out, BADDIE Galore? You coming out to Atlanta Black Pride?
I might slide through. I might pop through.
Pull up on us.
Come on, it's gonna be a good time. But y'all, another dope episode, and I'm sure there's gonna be more tea tomorrow.
There will be.
I mean, tomorrow, next week, the week after.
Every single day.
In about an hour, like, yo, look at this.
Every single day.
And like I said last episode, if y'all got any tea that y'all want us to cover, any topics, DM us on We Are the Queer Agenda on IG. Make sure you follow us, and we're going to get into it.
We'll see y'all next time.